Shocking footage has been released of a visibly confused and disoriented Donald Trump having to be led around by Japanese officials as he wanders around aimlessly without them. And this, of course, comes a day or two after Trump let it slip that he had, just a few weeks ago, an MRI scan and a cognitive test to test for dementia or Alzheimer's. But before we unpack all that, if you end up liking this video and you want to support the channel, please be sure to hit the like, subscribe, and alert bells before you go. All right, friends, here's some of the footage courtesy of the Lincoln Project. It's pretty shocking. So, I mean, you can see it right there. He's not paying attention. She has to sheepdog him, like, block him from going off in one area, guide him into the other, guide him with her hand. He's looking in a different direction. He keeps wandering away. Not good. Here's some more extended footage courtesy of Anonymous, and I believe the footage actually was provided by ACYN of Midas Touch. Yeah, it's not good. I mean, the shoulders hunched. He's looking down, looking away. He took those just 2 steps, not even stairs, 2 steps. He hesitated. Not good. Okay, and again, this comes on the heels of Trump's admission that, yeah, he had an MRI machine test and he had a cognitive test to test for dementia or Alzheimer's. He let that slip on Air Force One en route to Japan. The Bulwark weighed in on this as well. Wanted to hear a bit of what they have to say.
I want people to see what the President of the United States looks like as he is being escorted around the room by the Japanese Prime Minister, Senile Takaichi. So she gestures him down and brings him over and is guiding him, and he's just walking up towards the dudes.
So here's right. Here's where I stand, right?
Wait, okay. I'll go over here. The shoulders are hunched. Shoulders are hunched. Just...
Yeah, again, I mean, same reactions. Not good, folks. Again, the New Republic's reporting on this. Trump, 79, wanders off while meeting Japanese Prime Minister. In an embarrassing moment caught on video, it's clear Donald Trump gets confused and walks away from the Japanese Prime Minister. Trump appeared to forget where he was going as he walked through a room filled with dignitaries and a military band, at one point even leaving the Japanese Prime Minister behind. It's another example of Trump's ongoing cognitive decline and health issues, which are becoming more apparent with each of his public appearances. On Monday, Trump revealed on Air Force One that a visit to Walter Reed Medical Center earlier this month was to get an MRI of what he described as a routine yearly checkup, despite the fact that his yearly physical exam was 6 months ago. Again, that was what generated the scandal in the first place, because back in April, he had his annual exam, which meant that his next one would be sometime in 2026, perhaps April 2026. Then the White House reported, okay, he's actually getting a second annual checkup, or getting an annual checkup. And it was like, well, he already got one 6 months ago. Then they were like, well, a second annual checkup. Well, annual means yearly. Why is he having a second yearly checkup? Yearly, by definition, means you do it once per year. What are you talking about? You're talking about, bi-yearly, right? Half a yearly? What are you talking about? Neither Trump nor the White House officials have revealed why he got an MRI, and Trump also talked at length about a very hard aptitude test he received at a military hospital. Trump said the test at the time included questions about tigers, an elephant, a giraffe, which sounds like he took a test to check for Alzheimer's, dementia, or other cognitive issues, again, like that Montreal exam that he used to boast about all the time back in 2020. Adam Cochran, who's been one of the independent journalists like leading the charge on sounding the alarm about Trump's mental health issues, says Trump is 6 months from his last physical and last MRI. He's 3 months from his disappearance on Labor Day. 6-month MRIs are used to monitor severe progression of Alzheimer's or vascular dementia. 3-month follow-ups are used after a stroke. No non-serious condition requires anyone to get a 6-month MRI. Trump's currently disclosed conditions do not merit a 6-month MRI. So the question is stroke, dementia, or Alzheimer's. BuzzFeed has an article discussing the reaction to this. He's completely lost. People can't stop laughing at Trump after he seemingly looked confused during his Japanese visit. Let's see here. Scroll down a bit. Again, it's going through like a on-camera breakdown, screen-by-screen breakdown. The prime minister is visibly shocked at one point as Trump just wanders off. She waits to see if he will return, but when she realizes he doesn't, she bows in front of the 2 flags. Then he finishes the loop by continuing to walk in front of her until she catches up with him and guides him the rest of the way. Jeff Hall, a PhD lecturer in Japan, said when Japan is greeting a foreign leader, it's customary for the Japanese prime minister and foreign leader to stop and bow to the 2 flags. Trump didn't do that. Again, Harry Sisson, friend of the show, weighed in on us. Watch Trump get guided through a ballroom by the Japanese prime minister. He's completely lost. Maybe this explains why he recently got an MRI scan recently. He violated protocol as well. Isaac Shore of Mediaite, who's a conservative writer. Actually, no, I thought he weighed in on this. But no, there's an article on Mediaite discussing this. It's not by Isaac Shore. It's by Tom Durante. Collating some of the reactions to this. One neurologist contacted by Mediaite said that they would never order an MRI, a non-invasive method to examine the body's organs, muscles, and skeleton, for someone as healthy as the president claims to be, right? Again, this is a concern. It's another ripple in the long-rumored health concerns about the commander-in-chief, who has sported everything from swollen ankles, later attributed to a case of chronic venous insufficiency, mysterious hand bruising, which the White House claimed was due to excessive handshakes, and a prolonged Truth Social absence, which led many to believe he had departed this mortal coil. So let's take a look. Trump got an MRI at his annual physical, just like all healthy Americans do. You just don't remember yours because your cognitive is not as sharp as his. He knew the lion from the camel. So at his second annual physical of the year, Trump's doctors gave him a dementia screening test, then again ordered an MRI. His brain is rice pudding. Alex Cole says Trump will be telling everyone about his perfect score on the MRI test. His supporters will claim that no one else can get such a high score. Trump is bragging about his testing at Walter Reed. The reality is this test is administered to folks when there is a concern of dementia, Alzheimer's, or traumatic brain injury. Also, an MRI is not a routine test and not performed unless there's a medical issue. David Pakman. Trump just admitted he received an MRI at his recent physical. No explanation given, as if doctors would routinely MRI the healthiest president ever for no reason. So again, folks, this is not good, and it undercuts Trump's claims and Carolyn Levitt's claims about Trump's health and further exacerbates the scrutiny and the speculation that he is in some sort of advanced physical and cognitive decline. And again, what's worse on that, it's not just the footage, which, by the way, we should absolutely, this is fair game. I'm sorry. I know there are a lot of independents out there, right-leaning independents, and definitely a lot of MAGA who are like, no, you can't assess the footage of this. No, what's good for the goose is good for the gander. You guys did this with President Biden. The standard needs to be applied to Trump. And the difference is, whereas Biden was smart, but also in a state of age-related cognitive decline, Donald Trump is a moron, a malignant narcissist, a sociopath, so he has all sorts of other cognitive and personality deficits, and he is also in a state of cognitive decline. So this is indeed alarming. So yeah, terrible footage that's been released of a visibly confused Donald Trump basically having to be walked around like he's a patient at a retirement home or assisted living, and we have another 3 years at least of this, but it sure seems like it's 25th Amendment time. In the meantime, let me know what you think in the comments.